Hi, I'm James Duvall from McPhail Center for Music, and today I'll be giving you some tips for the Minnesota All-State audition for flute. In the lyrical one, the Lento by Massenet, you want to create a really long, beautiful line using your best sound, your most lovely, expressive vibrato. And two technical things I want to point out. The first one is the subdivision. This is a really slow etude, so you'll want to be counting the eighth note. The good tempo is around 60 for the eighth note. Maybe a little bit faster if you're having a hard time making the breath. But it's 60, so it's nice and slow. And at that tempo then, this dotted 16th, 32nd subdivision is going to be really important. You'll want to internally keep that subdivision going. And a good way to practice that is to tongue all the 32nd notes when you get to it. So for instance, if I start in measure 2, I would practice it like this. Etc. Because that rhythm happens throughout the entire etude. You want it to be really, really precise. And then the other thing to watch out for are the long notes. For instance, the second line at the very beginning, that half note D needs to be really long. If we're counting eighth notes, it needs to be 4 full beats. And so it's easy to get going too fast on this one, so play it with a metronome so that you keep a nice steady beat, and then just be as musical and expressive as you can. For the fast etude by Anderson, it's marked moderato, so I think there's a little bit of leeway with the tempo. I'm playing at about 112 for each group of 3 for the dotted eighth. You can go faster if it's easier for you, or you can go slower. But the biggest hurdle for this one is going to be all the accidentals, because they're just all over the place. And especially pay attention to the double sharps, like in measure 15, for instance, next to that G, there's that little X. And so that's going to be a double sharp. You're going to raise it twice. So a G double sharp is going to be fingered the same as an A natural. And so at the beginning, you'll want to go through really carefully and make sure you have all the accidentals. The accidentals carry through the entire measure, and they're hidden throughout the entire piece. And then once you get comfortable with that, kind of isolate the hardest measures and practice those, because the ultimate goal is to have the entire etude be the same speed. And the character of it has to be kind of buoyant and happy, and it can't sound frantic or panicked, even though it's lots of accidentals and it's kind of hard. So have fun with it.